Okay, I'm going to make a quick video here about latitude and longitude, the very basic coordinate system that we use here on Earth to say where we are located any place on the Earth's surface, right? We can say we are located 40 degrees north or south of the equator. We can say that we are east or west of the prime meridian, right? The equator being the zero line for the latitude, also called parallel lines because they never touch. They run parallel around the Earth, okay? And you can be at 1 degree north of the equator all the way up to 90 degrees north of the equator. Or you can go from 1 degree south of the equator to 90 degrees south of the equator. That is latitude. And if I get to the 5 degree north line and I walk on that line, I can go all the way around the Earth and I'm always at 5 degrees. That's why it is a parallel line, right? And they're called parallels. So latitude lines are measuring the angle north or the angle south of the equator. If you can imagine, you're sitting inside the core of the Earth, right? And I look straight out ahead of me at my horizon and I make a circle all the way around that horizon. That circle is the equator. If I then point 45 degrees up, I just made a 45-degree angle from the horizon up to what I'm pointing at, 45. Therefore, that is the 45-degree parallel or latitude line. So the highest I can point, if I look out in front of me as my horizon, the highest I can point is straight up above me, which is a 90-degree angle. If I go beyond 90 degrees, I'm not over 90. What really happens is if I rotate back this way, see, I'm just at 45-degree angle still. And I can go back up to 90. If I go past 90, I'm actually still pointing at the 45-degree angle over here. So 90 is as high as I can go, and therefore the lowest I can go is 90. I can just point at the floor and do the exact same thing. That's my latitude. There's a couple important latitude lines. 23.5 degrees north is the Tropic of Cancer. 23.5 degrees south is the Tropic of Capricorn. And those are the two most important ones, right? The North Pole and South Pole are exactly 90 and 90. And then we do have roughly 6.5 degrees north and south are the Arctic Circle lines. And we'll get into that later on. For longitude, longitude is the second part of the coordinates. If I know where I am latitude-wise, that's a big line. But if I tell you that I am 20 degrees west of the prime meridian, now we can just go, okay, west, boom, there he is. So the prime meridian runs all the way from the North Pole down to the South Pole, and that's where it stops. Because if I keep going, I am no longer on the prime meridian. I'm actually on the 180-degree line, which International Date Line is over there. That moves, the 180-degree one, if I go over here, would also run from the North Pole down to the South Pole. So longitude, L-O-N-G, longitude lines are the long lines that go from the North Pole all the way to the South Pole. Okay, they're all the same length. They're all long. Latitude lines can get smaller as you get closer to the poles. The prime meridian runs right down zero. It goes right down through Greenwich, England. And we measure everything to the east or west of that line. It's important to recognize that longitude lines are not parallel. They start and finish in the same spot, the North and South Pole. So their distance between them changes, where latitude lines being parallel are always the same distance apart. They are divided up a little bit more than that, right? If I went from 1 to 2 degrees in latitude, that's a big gap. For instance, New York State is multiple degrees, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 degrees of latitude. So there has to be a way to break up that latitude, and we do that by breaking into minutes and then in seconds. And just like a clock, minutes and seconds, there's 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in a degree. So between every degree of latitude or longitude, there is a minutes and seconds. So halfway between 44 and 45, would be 44 degrees, 30 minutes. Okay. And if you wanted to break it down even more, you can go into seconds, but we'll never get into seconds in our class. Have a great day.